Huh? There we go. All right. My name is Briggs. I'm wearing a Macho Man t-shirt. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm just really big into Slim Jims. And the rainbow suspenders haven't come in time. So I was going to wear those. This is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people here. And I'm not that funny. So let's see how this goes. But I want to dedicate this to my brother Tom. And to Tom. Tom was my twin brother, and unfortunately he passed. We got into a lot of fights. The thing about having a twin brother is it's like you're born with a best friend and a worst enemy at the same exact time. So, like, you're best friends and you're always horsing around until someone gets clipped in the ear. And all of a sudden, you're worst enemies. All of a sudden, hell breaks loose, and Mayweather, Pacquiao had nothing on us. I guarantee that. I always had a hard time having a sit-down, real important conversation with my dad, because I was always afraid of that. My parents were divorced, and we didn't have the greatest relationship, and I was always afraid that I would sit my dad down and go, Dad, I got to talk to you about something, something that's really been on my mind lately. And I was afraid that his reaction would be like, oh shit, I knew it, you're gay. I knew it. Please limit it to one dick at a time. All right, 2, no more. But anyone in here a fan of the NBA playoffs? Yeah. A little bit. San Diego doesn't have a basketball team. But I'm a fan of the NBA playoffs, and as a San Diego fan, I don't have a horse in the race, so I kind of like follow storylines, and I follow the teams, and I follow players. And recently, Matt Barnes of the Clippers got fined $50,000 for yelling at James Harden's mom. Yes, he looked into the crowd and said, "To James Harden's mom, another player's mother, suck my dick, bitch." You don't even have to write a joke for that. It's so funny. It's so bad. And I immediately thought to myself, Matt Barnes is now one of my favorite people on the planet. Just think about that. One thing we know about him is he's a total gentleman. All right? It's right up there with George Clooney. We also know that he's extremely eloquent. One of the great orators of our time, if you will. And the third thing is he's brutally honest. He deserves his own show. And that's why I love sports so much. Because where else in society can a multi-millionaire, he signed a 3-year contract worth $11 million for the Clippers. So at the end of that contract, he's going to be worth more than 8 figures. Where else in society can a man like that say to another man worth more than 8 figures, tell his mother to suck his dick? Then he apologized afterwards, because James Harden's brother came up to him and said, man, you got to apologize. And Matt Barnes said, you know what? You're right. That was a little out of line. I apologize. And that's why Matt Barnes is incredible. I love sports. I love sports, and sports is also the reason I'm terrified to have a child, though. I'm turning 30 on the 20th. Terrified. Thank you. Very old. Losing my sight. My hair. It's gone for a while. Turning 30 on the 20th, though, and I'm terrified of having a kid, partly because of sports. Because if my kid ends up anything like me, he's going to want to kill himself every football offseason, if the Chargers are still around. And what if he turns into a Raider fan? I can't handle that. I'm not ready to turn atheist. But I figure if I have a boy, he's going to be handsome, because I'm handsome, relatively speaking. If I have a girl, I'm worried about it, because what if she what really worries me is what if she ends up looking like Kimmy Gibbler? Can't invite Uncle Jesse over anymore. Can't invite Dave Coulier over anymore. Breath smells like hot trash. She's a grown woman now, you can make that joke. It's tough to make jokes about women. There's a lot of women in the crowd tonight. I wrote something about domestic abuse. And, fuck it. Here's the thing about domestic abuse. The one thing I can't stand is saying that a woman should never, ever, 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 ever be hit. I understand that it's 9 times out of 10 inappropriate, but there is circumstances where it's appropriate, such as a crazy woman on Quaaludes charging you with a shark in her hand. I submit to you that not only is it appropriate, it is prudent to punch that woman in the face. You wouldn't punch the shark in the face. It's not fair. It's out of its element. How did it get there? I guarantee you that shark is just as frightened as you are in that situation. And in that situation, I'm not asking you to be drastic and really make a mistake and hurt this woman. I'm just saying one quick one. Knock her out. It would be okay. Then there's other circumstances that would totally be appropriate. Say Nancy Grace is walking down the street and she has a fly on her face. You're telling me you're not going to take that shot. That's like getting a bunch of scratchers for the lotto and not scratching them. I'll take that shot for you. It would be my pleasure. What else? I was recently watching. Anyone here watch 48 Hours or Dateline? I was watching that, and they had this episode on, I think it was 48 Hours. They had an episode on garage hoppers in Montana. Garage hoppers. What it is teenagers who go garage to garage and they steal beer. Right? This has a tragic ending. It's not funny. So apparently this guy had his garage broken into and set up shop. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to get these motherfuckers the next time they come in. He had a shotgun. He had cameras ready. He even put one of his wife's purses there as bait. Turns out a foreign exchange student garage hopped to his garage and he got shot. He got killed. Yeah, and it was this big controversy, and it was, whether or not a man has the right to defend his castle, or if he set it up almost as a trap. Well, word got back to this foreign exchange student's country, and the response was, how can the Americans do this? Is this the American cowboy attitude? What do they do? Just shoot people on the street over there? What I failed to mention is that the foreign exchange student was German. And I found that really odd, that Germany can be so judgmental. It's a little soon. I felt like it would be more appropriate if their response would have been like, you know what, sometimes shit gets out of hand. You know what, what's the point in worrying about past mistakes? Let's move on. Let's move forward. There are a bunch of good guys over there. It's not that bad. I also, I really enjoy the Steve Wilkos show because it's crazy. And they use the, polygraph test. They use the polygraph test to determine molestation. And what I love about the polygraph test is someone will fail, and they'll talk to that person, and they'll be like, you know what? In order to pass, you need a +6. In order to fail, you need a -6. So you can't just barely pass or barely fail. And then they'll tell this person, you got a -8, man. And the whole crowd will go nuts. You're like, -8? Are you fucking kidding? And then this guy will be like, I swear to God, I've never gotten a -8 before in my fucking life. But those numbers don't fucking mean anything. There's no context to that number. What if the scale goes up to 100? No one knows. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, I love television. Thank you, everybody. My name is Aaron Briggs.